Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, buddy. Hey, Eric. It's playoff week. Man, has this been the longest week of your life, or just does it feel like that for me? Because I am telling you, bored. I got no more nails to bite. I cut my hair. I was so bored. I mean, how things going in the Northwoods for you?
Ditto. Yeah, no, this has been a long week already, and I'm just more and more glad that we're playing on Saturday because that extra 1 day wait might have been too much.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited for the 3:35 Central Standard Time, 4:35 Eastern Standard Time football game. Everybody, get your popcorn ready. It's going to be a great one. We have a preview of the game coming out on Friday with JJ Leahy from the Daily Cheese podcast and Packernet No Huddle Radio. He'll be joining us on Friday. I screwed that up, Eric. The way that COVID has affected not just the Green Bay Packers but the world in general is veterinarians. It takes about anywhere from 4 or 5 weeks to get an appointment in. And I got a little puppy, and that little puppy, they squeezed her in and left me a message late last night. So we had to push JJ off, and apologize for that, JJ, for the scheduling. It's not like you don't have anything else to do during this playoff week, but appreciate you being flexible. We'll see you on Friday. Tomorrow night, Eric, we got our boy ARD rolling in for a little happy hour. How you feeling about that one?
I'm real excited to see our old buddy, the ARD, again.
Yeah. We'll see what life's been like in Minneapolis for him.
We have a little surprise for him too, I think, don't we?
Could
have been.
Gonna have to do something. Gonna have to do something. Get this guy on our side. But hey, I want to give a couple of shout outs quick, Eric, before we get rolling here, because what a time. I mean, during playoff bye week, we've had a lot of time. I've had a lot of time to dig around, and man, we have some incredible viewing and listening stats here that I just want to ring by you. What does it feel like to know that your podcast and your voice is reaching Bangkok, Thailand, Eric?
It almost makes me want to apologize more than I usually do.
we're rolling in Brussels, man. Belgium shout out. Thanks again. Hey, I want you guys to email. Give us a shout out. Let us know what you guys are doing over there.
I got to interrupt you just for a second because you mentioned Belgium, and those guys might have been our very first listeners that weren't blood relatives.
Yes, it's very true.
Tip of cap. Belgium's been on since the first podcast. We love you guys.
ACME ARMY Podcast at Gmail. Give us an email, man. We'd like to give you a Zoom, see what you guys are all about listening to us over there in Belgium. Wouldn't that be a fun happy hour Thursday, huh? Someone in Bangkok or someone in Brussels. That'd be fun. I'm down with that.
Absolutely.
I wonder what kind of beer they're drinking over there. Hey, another shout out. We got
real beer. That's what they're drinking.
We got just the weekly consistency out of Sun Prairie, Springfield, Rhinelander, Minneapolis, Rockland, Centerton, Columbus, Ohio. I know the Packer backers in Columbus, Ohio are listening, so I appreciate all of you guys for doing that and checking out the YouTube and subscribing and sharing and liking the podcast, guys. It's been a lot of fun, but we are trying to fill up some space for your ears while we get ready for this game, Eric, because it's going to be a banger, and we got some of the biggest news that has come out of Green Bay since the Snacks Harrison signing, and it was getting juicy there, wasn't it? We had the Jared Veldheer signing. Let's dive in, buddy.
Painful. Jared would have become the first NFL player to play on two different playoff teams in the same season, but he's got himself some COVID issues going on, and he is not going to be with us Sunday. Saturday, excuse me, and the protocol may keep him out of a championship game as well.
Yeah, well, we're going to see how many tests he takes in the next. I mean, I'm sure he's going to be tested daily to make sure that he is possible to come back if we make it the next couple of weeks. How does that affect us, though? Because we were not only the historical aspect of it, but the veteran that he was forced last year. He came in at right tackle, did a heck of a job filling in. And that potential fill-in right now really leaves us to Yosh if
Two
If
words, man. Two words.
yeah,
Thin ice. We're
yeah.
on really thin ice. We need Wagner to just skate gently
Hmm.
through the next couple of weeks, at least until we can have somebody with experience and competence to back him up. You know, we talk all the time. We love Yash Nyman. He's one of our favorites who's never going to play. I'm not comfortable with him trotting out on Saturday. That scares the crap out of me, and
Yeah,
we're that low. He's the next tackle up.
yeah. Uh, well, let's let the stress begin right now. I mean, listen, we are winners without Bakhtiari. Our line is damn competent. Elton Jenkins, biggest All Pro snub outside of Tunyon. It's something that the more tape I've watched on the Rams, the more confident I'm getting in what we can do with them. I mean, just bottom line.
Yeah, that's an issue going forward. You know, let's turn it around. Look on the positive side, though. This if something does happen to Wagner, this is the chance where the legend of Yash Nyman's born. Um, I mean, you look at a 325-pound man who's not carrying any extra weight, and
Yeah.
it's entirely possible they don't even rush against him. I mean, he's that intimidating. So,
I mean, Leonard Floyd might just run into him and just be like, "Hey, man, I just wanted to shake your hand, man." Every
well,
single
if
play.
he ran into him, I'm sure he's such a nice guy. He'd pick him up. You know, he'd help him up. That kind of guy he is.
Yeah, but
But
I tell you, the storyline has been Aaron Donald. Can we stop Aaron Donald? He's going to destroy the team. Listen, that team is good. There's no question there. The number one defense. I get it. We're the number one offense. We got more weapons than they have right now. And in the way that I'm watching teams run on them, it was a little. Listen, what we did to Derrick Henry is something to really scream from the mountaintops. Cam Akers is not Derrick Henry. All right, can we just make that crystal clear out there, Packer World? Cam Akers, heck of a player, Florida State. Keck, shout out. I'm sure you're loving that FSU link. Listen, he is not Derrick Henry. We did a heck of a job with him. Our defense right now, inside the 20, ranked 9th. Theirs is 11th. I feel good about it. I feel good about this team. I don't feel overconfident. I just feel good. I don't feel like we're not the 5 seed, the 6 seed going in there and grasping at straws, and hopefully we're going to get the win. I feel real good about this.
yeah, so do I. Um, this is a team that's got star players that are a little bit nicked up. How much they're nicked up is going to play a big part in this. If Donald is restricted, that's a huge win for us. We finished even with all of the mismatching and Jenkins playing 4 different positions and all that. ESPN's number 1 ranked offensive line for pass rate and number 1 offensive line for running. We've got people, but we just need to keep at least 5 of them out there.
Yeah.
And Simon Stepaniak, by the way, placed on IR to make room for Veldheer. It's unlikely he would have been ready to go anyways, but he did get a month with the team practicing. John Runyon it would be the next guy up, maybe. You know, you never know. Let's just hope that this is not something that we're going to be discussing in the next couple of weeks, because everything goes great on Saturday.
Yeah, the only thing I want to discuss is the storyline of John Runyon stepping in as a rookie, going up against Aaron Donald, and not letting him get a whiff of Aaron Rodgers' underarm. You know what I'm saying? Let's take a look further, though, into this injury report, because it looks like Mercedes Lewis kind of had his usual Thursday day off today on Wednesday, but Kiki Kingsley, guys, this concussion, man, has been a lingerer, has it not? I mean, I know every concussion, it's a brain injury. It affects everybody in different ways, but, man, I am just I'm getting at that level of concern is at about a 4 right now for Kiki. So get back, big fella.
You know, it makes you wonder, and maybe this is a good thing, that perhaps we take it a little bit more seriously than other teams. You look at how long Sternberger was out with his concussion. Perhaps we just are a little bit more careful than others.
Yeah.
But Kingsley Kiki has been in the protocol, and he's not practicing.
So that's the only other DNP that didn't practice today, along with Jared Veldheer. Was Mercedes and Kiki. But Kevin King, Alan Lazard, Zadarius, EQ, Wagner, They're limited in practice. Looks like all things are ready to go there. Now here's the wolf in sheep's clothing. Los Angeles Rams injury report right now has Aaron Donald listed. Didn't participate the last 2 days of practice. Sean McVay, in an interview, said, "Make no mistake, he will be playing the Terminator. Will be dressing." They call him the Terminator.
He's earned it.
I love it. Guy's just a monster. Um, but Cooper Kupp, Jared Goff, Andrew Whitworth. That's a you know that's a potential that could affect him. But everything else looks pretty clear. John Wolford, that neck, I don't expect him to play. He hasn't been participating, so I'd suspect we knocked Jared Goff out. We got Bortles to contend with in this playoff game. Things are looking pretty good for us.
No doubt. We'll take that third stringer every time. I'm not scared of a healthy Jared Goff. Yes, it's an advantage trying to throw a hard, slick ball in the cold with a busted thumb.
Yeah.
Truth to that. But even if his thumb wasn't busted, he looked good 3 years ago. He hasn't looked good the last couple of years. Nobody scares me.
Yeah.
This team and Aaron Donald. Yeah, I'll go out and say it. He's the best player in the NFL, bar none.
Not a quarterback. Yeah.
And no, but yeah, well, I'd say he's the best player in the year.
How dare you? Aaron Rodgers is on your team.
He's a generational player. No doubt about it.
Sure.
We talked about him the other day. I went back, watched a little bit of tape, and then looked him up because we talked about his size. And maybe it will shock you, but it's 6'1", 284. That's Aaron Donald, the guy who beats up offensive linemen.
Yeah.
It's just amazing that a guy that small, he just looks small compared to his own guys or the opposition lineman, but he's just that good.
Yeah.
My
Well,
God.
and also you throw on the obvious factor of defensive linemen in the NFL that weigh 330 pounds underneath their layer of winter cushioning. They look like Aaron Donald. He has zero fat on that guy. He looks like an Incredible Hulk. Green, played out. I mean, he's something else.
Against that defense, 19 is the magic number. This year, the Rams were 8-0 when they hold a team to 19 or fewer, 3-6 when they don't. The Colts were the only team in the league to hang 30 on them, and it was 30 on the button. We averaged 32.
Man, if you think the Rams are going to hold us to 19 points,
Feel really good about that.
Another thing coming, brother. Hey, listen, Aaron Donald, when I was watching the tape, I was confusing him sometimes for Brockers because, listen, we cannot just put this team on a Jalen Ramsey, Aaron Donald focus. Brockers is going to be wreaking some havoc. He's a monster of a man. He's a monster.
Leonard Floyd, all up front.
Well, and Leonard Floyd, they got another guy, though, in their Fox who does work. They got another guy in their Day, I believe, who just they're big bodies. But, man, Leonard Floyd's had a resurrection in his career. I'll tell you, the Chicago Bears can't find a diamond if it was in the bottom of their Fruity Pebbles, man. It was ridiculous.
Well, and then the secondary, too. You take the stars, Ramsey and Johnson off. At cornerback, Darius Williams and Troy Hill, and at safety, Jordan Fuller. Those three guys this year, 10 interceptions, 29 breakups, 2 fumble recoveries, 3 touchdowns. The rest of that 5 it does work as well. We got our work cut out for us. They play the most 2 deep safety of any team in the league. And that's something that Aaron Rodgers can handle, but that is limiting a little bit in what they're given.
Sure is. Well, I mean, that 2 deep safety is going to be stretched out, though. I mean, make no mistake, you're going to have MBS running those babies deep and underneath, man. Tight end game for me. Oh, so what else you got, man? What are you feeling? We got a little light on news today. We're going to save up most of our talk for the preview with JJ Leahy on Friday. Again, give him a follow. I listen to the Daily Cheese damn near every time that podcast comes out. It's a quick snippet, and JJ Leahy is informed and concise as anybody out there. So let's save most of our preview for that. But what other shenanigans you got going on up there? You feel like discussing?
Well, a correction from our most recent podcast. We were talking about Jalen. Uh, the line that DK Metcalf had was 5 for 96 and 2
Yeah.
touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
The line that he had when he played on Ramsey
Mm-hmm.
was 3 for 33.
Yeah. And
An
then they
enormous difference.
yeah. Everybody that's matched up against Jalen has still gotten more yards than anybody that has matched up against Jair. Let's just put that in the ether so everybody knows 2020. It's the year of Jair, baby. Coming at you. I'm feeling real optimistic though, because the more tape I watched, especially number one, Jared Goff does not throw an accurate pass right now. I mean, since week 12, 5 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Not great, but he's throwing the ball all over. This might be the game, Eric. It might be the game we have a pick or two to make some momentum change for us. We need that.
Well, and earlier you mentioned D'ing up their run game, which is critical. If it goes like this last game against Seattle, when you get 43 rushes, 169 yards, and eat a lot of clock, we can't have that. We've got to stop the run and force Goff or whoever else is behind that line to throw the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Give our defense a chance to work. Get after that passer. We can't have you mentioned earlier in shutting down the big fella from Tennessee. That's where we were doing that 4 and 5 defensive lineman stunts with a single linebacker in Barnes.
Yeah.
Something to stop the run. We've got to force them into a passing game, and that plays to our strengths completely. There's no way they're going to stop our offense. There just is no way. And Ramsey's not going to stop Devontae. Devontae's footwork, his release, as long as he gets a clean release, there isn't anybody that can cover him. He'll get his. He'll get his.
I'm about to blow up right now. I just here's the thing we haven't talked about. I can't wait to talk about this on Friday. When you brought to my attention, it was in the phone call. You said, "Hey, man, Aaron Jones is different than what the other guys bring. It's just hands down." This is the game where, when I was watching the Seattle games, the Arizona game, everybody can run on these guys. They're running opposite Donald, sure, but the linebackers are not. The linebackers aren't as good as Chris Barnes is. I'm going to tell you that right now. And tackling and everything else, I mean, there's yards to be had out there. Aaron Jones is going to make some work happen on Saturday. I believe that.
Well, and that's why I hope that's how we set it up. And that's one of the oldest adages in football. How do you defeat a fierce pass rush? Run right at them.
Yeah.
Or run into the void that they just left.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's just exhaust Brockers and Donald as much as we can, and let's go chuck some touchdowns, baby. That's all I got, Eric. Anything else you want before we head around out here on this Wednesday evening?
No, sir, other than time to pass quicker.
Yes, time passed quicker. That is one thing we need. Hey, everybody, appreciate you guys listening to us out there on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, Google Play. Appreciate you guys following us on Twitter at ACME_Army. And listen, right now, this is going to go up on YouTube as well, but we have a new look on YouTube, new clips. We got JJ Leahy. I just released 2 today, so you can get to know him before Friday. As well, the ARD is up there. We're going to be talking to him tomorrow night. More clips to head up this weekend, and we will be back Friday.
One last thing, we are a Packer podcast, but we talk Badgers from time to time. I actually watched probably one of the worst Badger basketball games I've ever seen last night. Down by 17 at halftime, the lead ballooned to 40 in the second half, and I sat through that second half going, you know what? This wouldn't be this way if we had the ARD. This would not be happening. Get them on board. And I mean, look what he's done for the Packers. Dude, we get him on the Badgers. Simulated national champions from ESPN last year. I mean, there's no stopping this team. But You got to eat right.
Your invite's now, buddy. Get on it before the train leaves the station. Awesome. All right, everybody. Appreciate you listening. Thanks for your ears. We'll be back on Friday with that. Eric, buddy, take us out.
Hey, go Pack, go, and come on Saturday.